What's up, y'all? It's Timmy. In the last episode, I broke down in the middle of my 13,000 mile road trip. In this episode, I'm going to be fixing it maybe and getting back on the road. So let's get to it. Welcome to Truck House Life, baby. Good morning, y'all. This is day, let's see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This is day 5. I'm in Hinton, BC, just outside of Banff National Park, where I broke down. I drove 17 hours first day, 15 hours second day, 15 hours the third day, and then my power steering hose blew off of the pump, shot power steering fluid everywhere, and I lost my power steering, which is really hard to steer with a 10,000 pound truck, and you can burn up your power steering pump if you don't have fluid in there. So it's not like you can just muscle it out and keep going. You'll burn up your gearbox and your power steering pump and all. Anyway, it took 2 days to get the power steering hose. I've been stuck right here for 2 days camping out. So I'm gonna go take the one wheel across the city over here and go get my power steering hose. It should be in right now, 7 in the morning. I'm gonna take the one wheel. Is this fast? Turns out I spent the night next to a bar. It's kind of loud. Success. My GoPro battery died on the way to Napa, but anyhow, got a power steering hose that came in, and I ordered another one, so I have one in the freaking back seat if it ever blows out again. Extra power steering fluid, basically, transmission fluid. And I thought I had my wrenches with me. I only have a couple small wrenches. I've got a massive socket set tool kit and no wrenches, so I had to buy a wrench. So I'm gonna get a wrench kit once I get to the States where it's cheaper. Anyhow, let's get her done. Let's get this fixed. Pop the hood. The hard part is going to be threading. I remember it took me almost 2 hours to get the thread started on the bottom last time, so hopefully this goes smoother this time. It's a pretty simple job, so you don't need a lot of stuff. You're gonna need your power steering high pressure line hose, which for a 96 Ford F350, there's the part number right there, 91744. Both sides of this hose are standard wrenches. However, I only have a 13 millimeter for the gearbox side, so I'm gonna make that work. Anyhow, and then you're probably gonna want a pair of gloves because it's gonna be messy because you blew your line off and there's power steering fluid everywhere. And then you don't really want power steering fluid for old 96 Ford. And what you want instead of power steering fluid, you wanna use transmission fluid. It's type F, ATF, LTA, type F. So that's good for a 96 Ford F350, 7.3 power stroke diesel. All right, let's get her done. This is what your power steering hose looks like. Let's put it in. Let's do the fun side first, shall we? So first thing I'm gonna do is pop the hood and just show you guys what the problem is. So I told you I was driving along, lost all my power steering, couldn't steer anymore. So if you guys look, right down there is your power steering hose line. Check that out. So your power steering pump is right here with that reservoir going into it. So you can see my hose literally just blew out. It's a high pressure line, so it sprayed fluid all over the place. So we're gonna replace that. Luckily, it's not the power steering pump itself. And down here you can see it's just like power steering fluid all over the place. So what I'm gonna do, you guys can see the power steering line on the bottom. So the top's already out. I just have to back the nut out of the top. The bottom goes down into the gearbox. You can see it right there, there's that nut. So that one's tricky. First thing we're gonna do here is go ahead and back out this nut that's right on the power steering pump. It's the nut that was holding the power steering high pressure line in. So let's get that off there. All right. Oh. There it is. The next thing you do is come down into your driver's side wheel well, and you're gonna see the power steering line right there. It's kind of the smaller diameter of these two lines. So it goes into the top of your gearbox, and there's that one nut. It's not a 13 mil, I don't know what it is, but 13 mil is all I've got right now. It's just enough to get it off. Gonna go ahead and get that nut off with an open end box end wrench. All right, then once you've loosened that nut up right there that's on top of the gearbox, your power steering hose should be loose like that. So just gonna come around, grab it, pull it on out. Here you have it. Let me get my gloves on. It's already gonna be messy. Feels funny working in a car with gloves, but that's what we're gonna do. Rolled up the sleeve, so we're getting into business now. So we're gonna, you can see right down there is where we're gonna get that threaded on to. So here we go. Freaking hope it goes smooth this time. And what you can see what you're trying to do, you've got to get, oh god, this wrench is gonna fall. You've got to get the bottom of the power steering hose threaded into the top of the gearbox right there. So that's the worst part. And this thread, I don't know why, but it was really hard to start this thread last time. So I think it's just a really small space to work in. So I'll tell you when I get it threaded, I'll come back to it. Oh god. Oh. All right, we freaking got that son of a freaking monkey right there. So you can see the nut, got it threaded in there into the gearbox. And when you go to put that in, I would recommend hooking in the bottom, hook up the gearbox side first. That way it's easier to bend the hose around. And that thread, just make sure you're pushing down in the nut really hard and twisting really slow and kind of shaking the hose around at the same time you're twisting the nut around. And that should help you get it threaded. It still took me a solid, I'd say 45 minutes just to get that threaded, even though you think it'd be really simple. Now I don't have a torque wrench on me, but you only want to put about, I think 10 to 20 pounds of torque on this. If you over tighten it, you can cause it to mess up the seal and blow out, which is bad. It's this type of compression sleeve allows the hose to kind of rotate. So just because the hose rotates does not mean it's not tight. Tighten it up just enough to get a good seal, because it's obviously a high pressure line. Kind of wish I had a torque wrench, but I'm on the road and I don't have one right now. So, and you guys can see now I've got it nice and tight, and see how, get down here so you can see how the line still moves and the nut stays in place. That's correct. It's supposed to be like that. So the top part's super easy right there. That's all in. It goes in pretty easy. I get some power steering fluid in there now. I'm gonna fire up the engine, let the power steering fluid kind of run through the power steering pump in the gearbox, and then check the level again and probably top it off again. Let's fire the truck up. Broken down in the road, man. I tell you. Hopefully we're good after this. At least we get another spare one down there, knock on wood. Woo! I'm gonna start this morning. I still don't have any steering. Still got no steering. Let's see. Gotta put more fluid in probably. All right, fired it up. We got power steering again. Heck yeah, man. We're on the road. I had to top off the power steering fluid 3 different times after I moved the steering wheel around. So make sure to top it off, and you'll hear it when it's working right. It won't be making like noises anymore when you steer, and it'll feel smooth, and the levels will look stable after you check it a couple times. Anyhow, that's how you replace a power steering hose on a 7.3 Power Stroke diesel, old body style. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button down there and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of my content. I do videos every week, and I'll see you next time. Peace, y'all.